Hello my fellow GameMelters, explorers and conquerors. I'm Valentin and today I bring you the first episode of a brand new series dedicated to early access games. I know that the sole mention of early access is enough to make most of you flip, especially having seen the massive pile of FPS survival zombie crap that Steam Early Access is. However, you are in safe hands with me and I will try to stay as far away as possible from anything that doesn't deserve your sacred attention. Anyway, today's game is called Battle of Polytopia. It used to be called Super Tribes, but for some reason, probably copyrights, its name was changed. Many describe it as a stripped down version of Civilization for mobile, and while I can clearly see why this comparison was, Polytopia certainly doesn't claim to be anything close to the ocean deep Civilization games. Actually, as the developers describe it themselves, Battle of Polytopia is a turn-based strategy game with cute polygraphics, a description that really hits home, at least for me. As with all other games, we're going to have a look at the graphics and sound departments first, before checking out what this game is all about. Cute polygraphics is exactly what this game is all about. If you could build an empire and cross your roads, this is how it would look. Everything from cities to forests, mountains, and even the humans has as little polygons as possible. The bright side of that simplicity is always knowing exactly what's going on. The game has no unnecessary clutter and you can very clearly see the exact point in time when your empire got conquered. Cities on the other hand are quite detailed, and as you level up your city you can see it transforming from a couple of huts to something that looks like an implosion happened in New York. Far too many tall buildings on far too little space. There are some animations when units attack each other, and overall Polytopia looks very good. There is room for improvement however, and hopefully we see more work done as the game exits its beta stage and goes out into the wild. Sounds and music are up next. The first thing that drew my attention was the fact that when choosing a starting tribe, each option you tap on will play different background music, fitting with the tribe's supposed playstyle. The second thing that caught my attention is the fact that once you actually start the game, the background music disappears. It gets substituted by an ambient track of nature noises. It's not a big deal, but I feel a little bit betrayed every time that happens. Apart from that, the music and sounds fit perfectly with the graphics, that is to say there is not too much of them. Again, simplicity is at the core of this game, and that shines through the sounds as well. Just like that, we get to gameplay, which in my case is a whole story. A story of how I got from disliking any game like Civilization because of their depth and strategical gameplay, to spending 3 hours trying to beat that AI on hard difficulty. That's how Polytopia does. When I first opened Polytopia, I had mixed feelings. On one hand, it was a turn-based strategy and I am terrible at those. On the other hand, its cute polygraphics actually invited me to give it a try, promising a game that is simple enough to pick up even by someone like me. I picked up one of the tribes, based entirely on the way they look, and started learning. The promise for simplicity actually turned out to be true, and I wasn't overwhelmed by choices and decisions. I moved my warrior around, captured a few villages by simply tapping on them, and researched some technology just to see what's gonna happen. Soon enough, I encountered the opposing tribes, who actually bowed before the might of my civilization and gave me some gifts. Needless to say, I slaughtered every last one of them and captured their castles, and this is where it all went downhill. This first session only lasted 30 turns, as I was playing the 30 turn mode, duh. However, while playing I picked up some quests called tasks, which promised me rewards if I fulfilled different requirements: explore every tile, kill 10 enemies, upgrade a city to level 5 and so on. I wanted to achieve those and reap the rewards obviously, which is why I started endless mode. Prompting me to choose a difficulty level instantly made me much happier, and a new campaign was started. This time I even put some thought behind choosing my tribe. Basically, each tribe in Polytopia has a different technology that's automatically unlocked for them at the start of the game. You can buy more tribes for real money, but as far as I'm concerned, that's not pay to win. Tribes differ in their playstyle, not in their potential power. The actual gameplay itself is simple yet well designed. Each city you control gives you some stars at the beginning of your turn, depending on its level. Building things around your cities and harvesting the resources increases the city's population, which is how you upgrade them. Every time one of your towns levels up, you get to choose between 2 upgrades, each offering you different bonuses. Would you go for the city wall and increase your defenses, or get more stars which you can spend on researching tech or building more stuff and hiring an army? it's all up to you. Combat in Polytopia is simple as well. You go next to a unit and hit them over the head with whatever weapon you have. If they don't die and if they are not too far away, they will retaliate and hit you back. Therefore, learning all the units' damages and ranges is actually rather important. That's how this game gets deeper without you even noticing. Do you spend money on research or on combat? Do you fight your enemies or just go and explore the most distant places and create new cities while everyone else is killing each other? Choices, choices, choices. In my opinion, this is where Polytopia excels. You are not overwhelmed with choice. At any given point, you have quite a limited amount of actions you can make, which makes choosing one of them tremendously easier. However, in the same time, as you get further into the campaign, making the right choice becomes more and more important, and thinking a few turns ahead gets essential. This gradual progression from simplicity to complexity is what keeps me hooked up and makes me want to play one more campaign before going to work. Hopefully it does the same for you. As always, we need to talk about the monetization schemes before wrapping up. As I already mentioned, Battle of Polytopia features in-app purchases in the form of new tribes. Each of those costs 89 pence or 99 cents depending on the country you're in. Those purchases are not pay to win, as you can't objectively say that one tribe is better than the others. There is one tribe that is actually more expensive and which starts in a completely different way than the others, but it's actually harder playing as them, so no problem here either. I would strongly recommend Battle of Polytopia to pretty much everyone. If you are a fan of the genre, this is a perfect game to keep on your phone and play in short sessions while waiting for the bus and being away from your PC and the full-fledged Civilization games. If you aren't a fan of the genre, this might be the perfect way to get into it, exactly what happened to me. Combining all that with a fair business model makes Polytopia a must-have for pretty much everyone. That was everything I had to say today. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video and shared at least a tiny bit of my excitement. If you did, make sure to subscribe and give a thumbs up. If you didn't, please share this video saying how terrible it is. Make sure to follow GameMelter everywhere, including Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and sign up for my weekly email newsletter. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.